Hello everyone, welcome to another Rick's Picks. Today I'm going to be doing my review of the San Diego Comic-Con exclusive G.I. Joe classified Cobra Commander Once a Man figure. And I was hunting hard for this figure because I really wanted him. I wanted him part of my collection, so luckily I was able to find him at RetroCon this weekend, so that was a real big plus, and I got him for a relatively good price, so that was even better. So in this video, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to take a look at him in packaging. Then I'm going to take a look at the figure and his accessories. And then I'm going to give you my overall thoughts on him. And just remember, if you do like this video, go ahead and check out my G.I. Joe playlist and hit that like, share, and subscribe. They're all small clicks for you, but it really helps this channel grow. So without any further ado, let's get to the review.
Okay, so here he is in packaging. I love the packaging for this. The packaging is really nice, all right? So first you have this front piece here, and the front is a hologram. So if you shift it, see, now you can see it in snake mode and also man mode. As a matter of fact, here, let me bring it closer so you can see that. And it comes into snake. And then, let me see if I could get the angle right. There's the Once a Man version. Alright, so there's that, and then that. Alright, so that's pretty cool that they have that whole hologram setup on there. I really like that. So when you open this up, alright, first off, you get this beautiful art here. I love this. This is Cobra Commander stuck in the actual, it's like a clam with a large neck. It is how they were holding him prisoner at Cobra Law. Alright, you have Globulus here in the back. You have Nemesis Enforcer right above it. So that's really cool looking. I love this whole art to this. Alright, spin it around here. And now you got the figure with an open window. You got the snake version of Cobra Commander with Roadblock. The G.I. Joe logo. The Cobra logo, his name, all right, and you also have the Hasbro logo down here. So you close this up, bring it to this side. You have a nice picture of Cobra Commander as the snake, G.I. Joe, his number. You bring it around the back here. You get this beautiful art. I love this artwork here. And this is a little bit of everything. So you have Globulus over here in the corner. Nemesis Enforcer, Roadblock, you have Falcon there, you have your legal underneath, and what number he is. So I'm loving the overall art to this box. I think it all looks really nice. And you bring it around this way, you have your QR code right here, G.I. Joe logo, his stats, and then now you have a picture of Cobra Commander with his uniform ripped and with his helmet on. Bring it around to the top. You got the Cobra logo. You got this window here. And then you have his number. Bring it under here. You have your SKU and legal. So, with all that being said, let's open him up and see what he's about. So here he is out of packaging. He's a really good looking figure. So first off, let's start with the rotation. So you have this side. You have the back, you have this side, and then you have this side. Now, for any of you who aren't familiar with the history of this particular figure, in G.I. Joe, the movie, the animated movie, first off, he was mutated when he was a member of Cobra Law. He was like a blue-skinned guy, and then he got hit by the spores, and then it mutated his face, gave him extra eyes and what have you. And then for his failure with Cobra, Globulus, the leader of Cobra Law, decided to mutate him even further and have him turn into a snake. So they hit him with the spores again, which mutates him into the snake form that he was slowly becoming more snake-like throughout the movie. Really good movie. I really enjoy it. If you haven't seen it, I would recommend you checking that out. It was a fun, G.I. Joe animated movie. So, with that being said, let's start looking at him up close and personal. So first off, I do like this head sculpt. Okay, it's a really nice head sculpt. You can see the different eyes randomly placed upon the face from his first mutation, which is really nice. His outfit is ripped and torn. If you look underneath, you can see dirt and splashes on his clothing, which is really nice. You got the Cobra emblem right there. All right. His skin is two-toned, so you got like this armament look to it. And then you got a more fleshy color, which is really nice. And that detail goes all the way even to the back. So you can see like the spine effect here, which is really nice. So you got that yellowy orange spine, and then that like more of an olive green, I guess you can consider his body. So that's really nice. And they even do that into his legs. So you got mud and dirt on the legs as well. So they definitely put some real work into detail on this figure. I like the overall detail to him. So let's start looking at his points of articulation. So the head does move. All right. You have a shoulder joint with a bicep rotation, an elbow joint, and you do have a wrist joint. All right. You do have a joint right here underneath the ribs, which allows them to go back and forth. And you also have a joint at the belt line. Okay. Spin them, get them back on here. Spin them around this way. All right. You got a thigh joint with a swivel. All right, there it goes. All right. Bring that back into place. You got a knee joint. There we go. It's a double jointed knee joint. Now you do have a swivel right here. I guess that would probably be around the ankle joint. All right, so you can swivel the legs there as well. And last but not least, you do have an actual ankle joint here. I guess that would be more considered a calf. So he does have most of your classified, standard points of articulation. So overall, as a figure, I do like the figure. I like his overall look. I think they did a good job with that. So now let's start taking a look at his accessories. So first off, you have him in the snake form, okay? So you have the snake form here. The arms do move, and that's about as much movement as you can get. The plastic for the tail is pretty loose. Matter of fact, let's just give him a rotation. I love the detail into the head. The head sculpt is really nice, even when you get into the mouth detail, so that's really nice. I love how they do the pattern on the back here. That looks really cool. So they definitely put a lot of work into this figure as well. Put that right here. All right, next off, he has an alternate head where he has his iconic helmet with shield on. All right. He also has the plate for the helmet, and I like this spider effect. This spider crack effect. I think that looks really nice on there. And then you spin it around, and you can see the inner workings of his helmet, which is really nice. He also has the back piece. All right, so you can have him with or without this. This is something that the original Cobra Commander figure had mounted on his back. It's so he can hold his gun. And speaking of the gun, here it is. Okay. He also comes with a dagger. And he comes with 4 extra hands. So he comes with 2 fists. So you got 1. And you got 2. All right. He has the iconic Cobra Commander pointing hand. All right. And last but not least, he has an open hand. All right. So now that we looked at all this, let's see how well some of this stuff interchange with him. So first off, This just fits right in this hole here. So there's no issues with that being mounted on there. I guess they made it mountable, so like if you want them without it, you can have them without it. If you want it on them, you can do that as well. All right, let's see how well these head swap out. All right. All right, that popped off pretty easily. Trying to get that head in there. There we go. Okay. So, oops. So the helmet is on with no issues. I don't have any problems. It moves, very well. All right. So that looks pretty well with him too. All right. Now let's look at his weapon. So first off, let's start with the pistol. Now his fingers do move pretty easily. So this should go in his hand with little to no problems. It does. And also let's put the dagger in the other hand. So now, as you can see, both weapons fit very well in his hands. I don't have any issues with either one. All right, the dagger fits right in here. All right, no issues with that. And the gun mounts onto his back. I believe it goes on this way. Or actually, I think it goes this way. All right. So that mounts on the back here with no issues. So his weapons seem to work with him pretty well. Let's try swapping out a couple of these hands. So first off, we'll put this hand in this hand. In this wrist. And let's take his iconic pointing hand. Whoops. For this wrist. Alright. So, the hands swap out very easily. I don't have any issues with the hands. Alright. So, the reason why I use this hand is because you can have him actually hold this helmet here with this hand. So if you want them without the helmet on and you want them holding that, you can do that as well. So that easily swaps out with him. And now for the snake. All right. So if you're going to do anything with the snake, you need, Roadblock. Because in the animated movie, he helped Roadblock escape from Cobra Law. Long story short, he got hit with some spores or something that made him temporarily blind. So Cobra Commander was his eyes. And the whole thing was he wraps around Roadblock. Alright. So we're going to see how well this thing wraps around him. Let's bring out another stand for Roadblock. Itch. Alright. Let's see how well this wraps around him. Alright. Let's bring it around to the back here. Because that's also how he was able to guide him. He kind of hung out on his back here. So, alright. So, as you can see, it works very well. Alright, he sits on his back pretty good. I can maneuver his arms a little bit, so if you want to have him like holding back there and what have you. So he does hook onto him pretty well. You could probably maneuver him a little bit, move him around a little bit to kind of get however you want him on there. But he does fit on there pretty easily, so that play feature works just as well. So my final thoughts on him is I really do like this figure. I think he looks really good. They put a lot of time and effort into the detailing with him, so they made him look as close as you could get him to look to how he looked in the animated movie. So I really do like that. All his joints work very well. They're not too tight. They're not too loose. All his accessories work very fine. Weapons fit well in his hands. His head and hands do swap out pretty easily. So all of that really works with them. And also, the snake wraps very well against your roadblock figure, so that's a really nice effect. You know, once again, you could still maneuver it however you want on there, but the key point of this video is to show that he can sit on there and actually look proper on him. So that was a nice touch. I really like how that works. So overall, I would highly recommend this figure. I can completely understand why he is so sought after, because overall, he is a great figure. He'll look excellent with your G.I. Joe collection and what have you. So with that being said, I hope you did like this review. If you did, go ahead and check out my G.I. Joe playlist and hit that like, share, and subscribe. They're all small clicks for you, but it really helps this channel grow. So until the next one, late.